Imagine a vehicle so secure it can survive a missile strike. Imagine 5 identical helicopters flying together, just so no one knows which one carries the most powerful person in the world. Now imagine all of that happening every single time the US president travels even a few miles. This isn't a scene from a spy movie. This is real life. And transporting the American president is one of the most complex, expensive, and high-risk operations in the modern world. But why is it so dangerous? How does the government pull off these top-secret missions with such precision? And what exactly is hidden inside the beast, the president's personal armored vehicle? Today, you're about to enter a world rarely seen by the public. A world of encrypted communications, decoy planes, bulletproof convoys, and coordinated defenses built to counter any threat, from snipers to surface-to-air missiles. By the end of this video, you'll understand why no journey involving the president is ever just a ride. It's a battlefield. And it starts the moment the wheels begin to turn. Presidential travel isn't just about comfort and prestige. It's about survival. History has shown just how deadly movement can be for world leaders. In the United States alone, 4 presidents have been assassinated, and several others have faced serious attempts on their lives, many of them while traveling. Abraham Lincoln was targeted in a public venue. James A. Garfield was shot at a train station. William McKinley was killed while greeting the public. And perhaps most famously, John F. Kennedy was assassinated in broad daylight while riding in a motorcade through Dallas, Texas. That moment changed everything. After JFK's death in 1963, the Secret Service overhauled every single detail of presidential transportation. From the design of vehicles to the timing of routes, nothing is left to chance. The lesson was clear. If a president is exposed for even a few seconds, lives can be lost and history can be rewritten. Today, the goal is absolute control. Every street, every turn, every building along the route is evaluated and secured before the president even steps outside. Because the cost of even one mistake, it's far greater than anyone is willing to risk. Presidential travel begins long before the engine even starts. Every trip the president makes, whether it's to a nearby city or across the globe, is the result of weeks or even months of meticulous planning by the United States Secret Service, military personnel, and federal intelligence agencies. The process starts with threat assessment. Intelligence teams begin collecting information on the destination. What are the crime rates? Are there any known extremists or groups posing a potential risk? What recent political events could increase tensions in the area? Next comes the route. Every possible path from the airport to the venue is mapped, timed, and tested multiple times. The Secret Service chooses not just one route, but 3 or 4 alternate paths, each with its own contingency plan. Then there's the advance team. These are agents who are deployed days before the president arrives. They inspect buildings, monitor communication lines, and even test the air for chemical or biological threats. Sniper teams are positioned on rooftops. Emergency trauma units are placed strategically nearby, and police forces in the area are temporarily folded under federal command. Even small factors are considered, like the height of curbs, the sharpness of turns, and how many stoplights are on each road. Every location the president will enter is swept and secured, and even the people allowed near him are vetted in advance. All of this happens quietly, behind the scenes, often without the public even noticing. Because when it comes to presidential movement, there's no such thing as just another trip. The mission is clear. Arrive safely, stay secure, and leave without incident. And if everything goes according to plan, you'll never realize how many people were involved in making it happen. When the president travels by road, he's not just getting into a car, he's entering a moving fortress. The presidential motorcade is one of the most advanced and heavily guarded convoys in the world. It can involve up to 50 vehicles and more than 150 personnel, each with a specific task, and each trained to respond instantly if something goes wrong. But it's not just a long line of cars. The motorcade is structured into strategic layers, often broken into 2 main groups: advanced vehicles and the secure package. The advanced vehicles act as a sweeping force. These include 30-plus motorcycles and police cruisers that move ahead of the motorcade by several minutes. Their job is to clear the route, block intersections, and monitor for suspicious behavior. These units coordinate with local police and ensure no unauthorized vehicles come near the president's route. Then comes the secure package, the core unit designed to protect the president. At the front of this pack is the lead car, setting speed and direction. Behind it, you'll find two identical presidential limousines known as the Beast. These are followed by support vehicles carrying medical teams, communication staff, and elite Secret Service agents. The two identical limousines are key to confusing any potential threat. No one, outside the President's inner circle, knows which car he's actually in. Both are completely bulletproof, identical in make, model, and even license plates. Flanking these are SUVs filled with tactical teams, including counter-assault agents armed with automatic weapons, explosives detection units, and electronic countermeasure vehicles designed to jam radio signals that could detonate remote bombs. At the very rear of the motorcade is the trail vehicle, a heavily armed unit tasked with watching for anyone trying to follow or overtake the convoy. And high above it all, a helicopter with snipers and surveillance equipment, monitoring every movement on the ground, ready to respond if the unthinkable happens. This isn't transportation. This is combat readiness on wheels. At the heart of the presidential motorcade is a vehicle unlike any other, the Beast. Officially known as Cadillac One, this limousine is not a car. It is a mobile survival capsule designed to protect the president from almost any imaginable threat. Built on a reinforced truck chassis, the Beast weighs over 20,000 pounds. That's more than most military vehicles. Every inch of its frame is designed for defense. 8-inch thick armor plating, 5-inch multi-layered bulletproof glass, and run-flat tires that can function even if they're completely shredded. But it's not just about shielding, it's about surviving. Inside the Beast, you'll find an airtight cabin to protect against chemical attacks, a supply of the president's blood type, tear gas launchers, night vision gear, shotguns, and even a secure satellite phone with a direct line to the Pentagon. The doors are as heavy as those on a Boeing 757, and the windows, except for the driver's, don't open. Every entry and exit point is electronically locked, and only a select few agents know how to operate them. The fuel tank? Completely sealed and filled with explosion-suppressant foam to prevent detonation. Even the exhaust system is modified to reduce infrared signature and noise. Inside, the president sits in a custom leather seat equipped with a fold-out desktop, secure communications controls, and panic buttons. There's even a life support system on board in case of biological or nuclear threats. Every few years, the Beast is upgraded with new tech, much of which remains classified. Because if everything else fails, this one vehicle must be able to get the president out alive. In the digital age, the threats facing a US president aren't just bullets and bombs, they're also invisible. That's why the motorcade includes one of its most important assets, the electronic countermeasures vehicle. This unassuming black SUV is often loaded with antennas, sensors, and advanced signal jamming technology. Its job? To detect and neutralize any electronic threats along the route, from remotely triggered bombs to guided missiles. It constantly scans for suspicious radio frequencies. If a device sends out a signal that looks like a remote detonator, the jammer blocks it instantly. It can even interfere with GPS signals, redirecting missile guidance systems away from the convoy. This vehicle also monitors cell phone traffic and can temporarily disable all wireless communications in the area, preventing anyone from using a phone-triggered explosive or transmitting sensitive information. But it doesn't work alone. The motorcade's Roadrunner vehicle acts as a mobile communications tower, ensuring that despite all the jamming, the president's team stays fully connected with military bases, intelligence centers, and the White House. In a world where attacks can happen at the speed of data, these rolling electronic shields are just as important as the armored cars themselves. When the president needs to move quickly, especially in or out of the White House, the safest way isn't by car, it's by helicopter. Enter Marine One, the iconic green and white chopper flown by the US Marine Corps. But here's the twist. Marine One isn't a specific helicopter. It's a call sign used for any Marine aircraft carrying the president. And to protect him, the Marines never send just one. Whenever the president flies, up to 5 identical helicopters take off at the same time, flying in a tight formation and constantly shifting positions mid-air. Why? To create complete confusion. No one, not even trained observers, can tell which aircraft carries the commander-in-chief. This strategy is known as decoy shadowing. It's designed to disrupt targeting systems and prevent attacks from surface-to-air missiles or ground-based threats. These helicopters are also equipped with infrared countermeasures, electronic jamming systems, and automated flares that can redirect heat-seeking weapons. Once they land, specially trained agents immediately surround the aircraft and the motorcade is already waiting, ready to roll at a moment's notice. When time, terrain, or threats make roads unsafe, Marine One becomes the ultimate lifeline in the air. When the President of the United States needs to travel long distances, there is only one aircraft that is trusted to carry the leader of the free world, Air Force One. Like Marine One, Air Force One is not a specific plane, but a call sign for any U.S. Air Force aircraft carrying the President. However, in practice, it refers to one of 2 specially modified Boeing 747-200B jets, packed with military-grade security, advanced technology, and presidential luxury. But this isn't a flying hotel. It's a flying command center. Air Force One can refuel in mid-air, fly for over 12,000 kilometers without stopping, and is equipped with encrypted communications, military radar, and countermeasure flares to evade incoming missiles. On board, there's a presidential suite, medical operating room, conference room, secure office, and a fully equipped kitchen that can serve over 100 people at once. There's also space for staff, Secret Service, military advisors, and select members of the press. And it never flies alone. Each time Air Force One takes off, a second identical aircraft follows nearby, ready to take over if something goes wrong. In addition, fighter jets may escort it when threats are high, and a cargo plane carrying the presidential motorcade arrives ahead of time. The aircraft also has advanced shielding against electromagnetic pulses, EMPs, meaning it can survive a nuclear-level disruption and still remain operational. Every part of the plane, from its flight path to its catering, is kept secret until the last possible moment. Because this plane isn't just about getting the president from point A to B. It's about making sure he can govern, command, and survive, even during global crisis. Moving the president is not just about the plane or the limo. It's about moving everything around him too. That's where the C-17 Globemaster III comes in. This massive military cargo aircraft plays a crucial role in every international presidential trip. Before Air Force One even takes off, the C-17 is already in the air, carrying the Beast, Marine One, and support vehicles to the destination country. These vehicles are carefully disassembled, loaded, and then reassembled upon arrival, often under high security and tight deadlines. In addition to vehicles, the C-17 also carries communications equipment, emergency medical gear, and classified tech to ensure the president has everything he needs, no matter where he lands. And that's not all. Every presidential trip includes contingency planning. If Air Force One can't land for any reason, backup airports are pre-approved. If a route becomes unsafe, alternate roads and even emergency helicopters are staged and ready. In the background, multiple federal agencies, foreign embassies, and military units are coordinating every movement second by second. Because when the president travels abroad, it's not just a visit, it's a fully operational deployment. And failure isn't an option.